I was completely overwhelmed because I'm receiving an award for what I love to do. And I was given the opportunity to come back to D'Youville and do it. I began teaching small children, and then about 10 years into my career, I got into high school, and that was where I belonged. And I worked with a lot of kids with a lot of problems and a lot of trouble. For some reason, they're drawn to me, and I'm drawn to them. And it just works out really well. First, I lived in Miami, Florida, and then I was living in Saratoga for 16 years, and I was coming to Buffalo quite often to see all of my dearest friends who are D'Youville grads. And I was at a reunion, and I was talking to Dr. Lori Clemo, and we were just chatting. She wanted to know my background and what I have done. I was explaining all about teaching. And I told her I was bored with Saratoga, and I said how much I missed this place. We were standing in Madonna Hall. I had lived there for 4 years on the 3rd floor. And she looked at me and she said, "Come home." And I couldn't get that out of my head. As I drove back to Saratoga, COVID hit. I had 2 years to research what I was going to do. And my final question was coming over to D'Youville, and I had an appointment with Lori. And I said, I've got the big question, the clincher. Have you got something I can do at D'Youville? And she said, we have tons. And I said, that's it, I'm coming. I told her that I did not want a job. I wanted to volunteer. I was given the opportunity to work in a program with Amy White, and this is tutoring students that come from other countries. And I am certified in 5 areas. So I basically am very strong in the area of language arts and writing and reading, and this is one of the things that the students need very much. Also, I had the opportunity to be in the simulation center, and I have performed as an actor for the students. And I did that at a very small level, and then now hopefully we'll get into more, which I enjoy very much because I have to talk about my response as a patient, and this again is teaching. There's quite a history to the Armory Tavern, and when we started to come here, it was called the AT. Joe Petronella, he is the owner. His family was the owner of the bar. He literally took care of us. We were called his girls. We could go to him for anything. If you needed money, if you didn't have this, he'd tell you what your boyfriend from Canisius was doing because he might have seen him. He just took care of us. Well, I think in a lot of ways, Joe Petronella was doing what Marguerite D'Youville said, to take care. And he didn't even really realize it, but he was taking care of all of us. For any of the events we had, such as Mud Weekend, he provided everything in here, the food and everything for his girls. And anything like that. There's many tears in this room, there's much laughter, many good things. Well, I think one of the biggest things that I felt at D'Youville, and this goes on and you can ask almost all of us, is the friendships are forever. And if you need someone, it doesn't even matter if you're not a good friend with that person, and they call and they say, I need help, you go. It's just what was instilled in us, I think.